Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of Classic Gamer 74. I'm your host, Anthony Ventrilo, and in this episode, we're going to talk about the Xonox Double Ender games for the Atari 2600. Before we get started, in some unfortunate news, I received an email from Rob the other day, and many of you have noticed that Rob hasn't been here for the last couple episodes. Well, it turns out that I wasn't the only one who liked his new voice. He got some emails from some different people, and he ended up getting a job at Home Shopping Network. So, he did send me a clip from a video that he was in, so you can check it out right now.
What you're looking at here is a Charles Winston 3.66 carat clear cubic zirconium radiant cut frame ring. Now our price is only $69.95 with $6.21 shipping. But if you act now, I'll cut the price in half. That's right. You pay only $35 plus shipping for this beautiful ring. That is, if you act now. Operators are standing by, so call us at the number on your screen, or better yet, go to the website that you see. You won't find a better deal anywhere. Unless your fiance or girlfriend or wife is a trained jeweler, she won't be able to tell this is not a real diamond. You know it's not real. I know it's not real, but she doesn't. This should shut her up for a while, as it makes a great anniversary, engagement, or even I've done something wrong recently and need to be forgiven present. So
Well, we'd like to wish Rob the best in his new career and hope everything works out for him. Anyway, so I am going to have a variety of co hosts for a while, or sometimes I won't have one at all, until I decide who would like to fill the bill. So, as promised in a previous video, look who's back. Hi everyone, it's Larry the Lion. Told you I'd be back. Real nice to see you back, Larry. Well, today, like I said, we're going to talk about the Xonox Double Ender games that were created for the Atari 2600. The two that I enjoyed the most and played a lot as a child were the games Chuck Norris Super Kicks and Artillery Duel. Anyway, so when the Xonox games did come out, it was a really good deal because you were getting two video games for the price of one. And the first two games that actually were released were Chuck Norris Super Kicks and Artillery Duel. Both of them got pretty decent reviews from fans. Most fans gave them 75% for Super Kicks and about 65% for Artillery Duel. Although, in my opinion, I thought they deserved a much better score. Oh yeah, I like both of them too, especially Artillery Duel. That was a fun two-player game to play with your buddies. Oh yeah, totally agree. So how much did they usually run? Well, to get them brand new, they would sometimes run anywhere from $29.95 to about $39.95. Well, that's not too bad considering. Oh yeah, considering that the Atari 2600 version of Pac-Man used to run you about $60. Oh, that's terrible. How could they charge so much for that game? That game wasn't even all that great. No, it wasn't, but I think it was mostly they had to pay for the licensing from Midway. Xonox not only released these games for the Atari 2600, they also released them for the ColecoVision. Not in television? Nope, not in television, just Coleco. And some of the other games that would later on be released were Robin Hood on the same disc, flip it over with Sir Lancelot. Robin Hood got a 72% rating by fans, and Sir Lancelot got 85%. Wow, I guess they were pretty good. Actually, they were pretty good. I would say out of all the double enders, those two, right alongside the Chuck Norris and Artillery Duel, were probably my favorite games. Other than the Chuck Norris games, probably the next most remembered games in the series were Spike's Peak and Ghost Manor. Spike's Peak got a 62%, and Ghost Manor got 82%. Although, to be honest, I was not a real big fan of either one of those games. Oh yeah, I didn't really like them either. I never could beat Spike's Peak. I couldn't beat either one of them, but I got pretty far.
Oh yeah, boy, them games were not the easiest, I'll tell you.
Yeah, but that's what made the games pretty cool. Now, in later incarnations, you would have multiple games on a disc or on a cartridge, and a lot of times those games were lame. But to be honest, these games weren't half bad, and they weren't easy, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it would take you a while to beat them. I just recently got a copy of Spike's Peak and Ghost Manor, and I'm still working on beating them.
Oh yeah, that's always a plus. When you can get a game and it's challenging, that's what you want. I mean, who wants to beat a game in the first day you get it?
Actually, that did happen to me once with Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I rented the game, and I beat it the day I got it. I was not really happy.
Well, it's a good thing you rented it and didn't buy it.
You said it. The last two games in this series by Xonox were Tomark the Barbarian, which got a really low 30% score, and you'll see why when we show it to you, and Motocross Racer, which I thought was a very underrated game.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was kind of cool. I mean, I love racing games, period, and as a former biker myself, I love motorcycle games.
Cool.
Now, eventually the games were released as individual cartridges, and they are ultra rare and go for pretty exorbitant prices on eBay. To be honest, all these games are kind of rare and not easy to find. Even back in the day, they weren't. But the rarest of the rare was Tomark the Barbarian and Motocross Madness, which go for hundreds of dollars nowadays.
Wow, and those were the worst games.
Yeah, pretty much. In a later episode, I'll discuss rare games, and just because the games were rare doesn't mean they were usually very good. Now, when these games were released in Europe, they actually had to change the title of one of them, that being the Chuck Norris game, because the licensing ran out, so they had to call it just Super Kung Fu. Alright, well, enough of the talking. You ready to play some games, Larry?
You know it. I'm ready when you are.
Alright, so let's check these games out. Alright, first up is Chuck Norris Super Kicks and Artillery Duel. Alright, so in Chuck Norris Super Kicks, you start off as Chuck Norris, and you're going to work your way up through the belts in karate, learning to kick and punch as you start. First move you're going to learn is the kick. Here's your opponent. Okay, kick. Good. Now, you only have so much time to learn these moves in, and you have to choose the correct path as you continue on learning. And you gotta watch out for those Chinese stars. Okay? Now you're at yellow belt, and you're going to learn how to punch. Here comes your opponent.
Watch out for that star. Every time they hit you with a star, you gotta start over.
Yep. That's one of the hardest parts to learn, is learning how to get around those stars. Okay, punching pretty good.
Just keep an eye out for them stars.
Oop, just got knocked down and just missed him. Alright, just got him, finally. Now you're going to be learning the flip kick.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I wish I could do that in real life.
You and me both.
You know, I went to karate for a while and I never learned how to do a flip kick.
Neither did I. Oop. Now you got two opponents and they're both chucking stars at you.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Oh, look at that. You flipped right over the guy. Ha ha.
Haha, I'd like to see you do better.
No, you did it again. Come on, Anthony. Pick it up. There you go.
Alright, now finally you are a black belt. And now you made it to the ancient monastery and you just fight these monks until time runs out.
Really, that's how you beat the game?
Well, I guess you consider it beating. I mean, when you become black belt, I mean, you've done it, so now you just fight these monks using all three of the moves you've learned.
Yeah, and when they hit you with a star, you don't have to start back over.
Exactly. Alright, next up is Artillery Duel. You are two artillery gunners that are dropped randomly in this canyon, and you're going to use power, wind resistance, and angle to try to blast each other away.
Yeah, it's really a lot of fun. You can play by yourself or with a partner. Or opponent, I should say. Like I just did. I just missed you.
Oh, that's okay. This game is fun. I mean, I sometimes have played best 2 out of 3, but 3 out of 5. I mean, you can play this game pretty much all day. I mean, it just is lots of fun.
Yeah, I like strategy sometimes. Just almost as much as I like just regular beat 'em up games. I have a feeling that where you're located, I'm not going to get you.
Yeah, I got that feeling too. And I got a feeling this shot is going to take you out.
Oh, jeez. It figures.
Here it comes.
Bam!
Alright, next up we have Ghost Manor and Spike's Peak. Alright, in Ghost Manor, first thing you're doing is trying to play tag with a ghost to get enough arrows to shoot your way into Dracula's castle to rescue your friend. Alright, in Spike's Peak, you are a mountain climber trying to get to the top of Spike's Peak Mountain and trying to avoid not only freezing to death, but getting past bears, mountain goats, a yeti, and mountain slides in order to make it to the top. Next up is Robin Hood and Sir Lancelot. Alright, in Robin Hood, you are the title character, and your mission is to try to rescue Maid Marian from the clutches of the Sheriff of Nottingham. You are going around shooting the sheriff's men with your bow and arrow, and you're at the moment trying to get into the castle to save her. In Sir Lancelot, you are the famed knight trying to rescue your Lady Fair from the clutches of an evil dragon, and you are flying around on your magic Pegasus trying to destroy the dragon's minions and ultimately make your way to the dragon where you slay him and rescue the princess. And finally, we have Tomark the Barbarian and Motocross Racer. Alright, here is Tomark the Barbarian.
Oh, this game is aggravating that jumping.
Yeah, I think that's why it got such a low score, is people were just aggravated with that jumping and how hard it was to control.
And the fact that you're a barbarian, you can't even use the sword.
Yeah, you really can't, but then you slip back between Santa and Tomark. You're trying to rescue her, but at the same time, she can pretty much take care of herself against those bats, but you gotta make it up to the top to get her out.
Oh, this game is frustrating.
Yeah, not my most favorite, that's for sure, but, you know, it is kind of unique.
How do you not kill the rats?
Oh, there it is. You're going to finally rescue Santa, and there you are. And finally, we have Motocross Racer. This game reminds me a lot of Enduro for some reason, in which you are trying to race in 3 separate races to get the highest possible score and win the Gold Cup. Well, that concludes this episode of Classic Gamer 74. Did you like the games, Larry? Whoa, what a roar.
Yeah, I've been practicing.
Well, anyway, that concludes this episode of Classic Gamer 74. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends.
Yeah, watch our videos. Do it now.
Anyway, if you enjoyed the games and you like to play them yourself, head over to AtariAge.com for all your Atari and emulation needs. Well, this has been Anthony
And Larry.
and we'll see you all next time. Until then, have a blessed day.
Goodbye.
Still like to know how he did that.